In my video, I was asked to cover change communication, or as the brief actually says, change management. So I asked myself, what is change communication and who uses it? Change communication, which is often closely linked with change management, is an approach to transitioning individuals, teams, and organizations to a desired future state. In a management context, change communication can refer to a process wherein changes are formally introduced and then approved. So change communication can then aid organizational change, which is a structured approach to ensure changes and potential mergers or acquisitions run really smoothly. Change communication is usually implemented by PR or HR practitioners for both internal and external communication, and it requires everyone in the company hierarchy to participate. With phenomena such as social media and the mobile environment, change for business is ever increasing and there is a greater need for change communication. When these developments occur, the organizations that adapt quickest create a competitive advantage for themselves, while the companies that don't are often left behind. In a change communication program, businesses must ask themselves several questions so they ensure they are prepared within the company. 1. Is the change company-wide or business-specific? 2. How many employees are involved and affected? 3. How effective are the current communication practices? And 4. Are they strong enough to carry a major change? An example I found of a bad form of change communication was the JCPenney practice in 2011. So in 2011, JCPenney hired a new CEO, Ron Johnson, to help aid their failing company. Ron is actually responsible for the use of Apple stores, and he was the guy that thought of the Genius Bar and designated areas for theatre and iTunes and all that stuff. So he came in with a bunch of fantastic ideas but didn't really know how to communicate them well enough in order for the change to be effective. So a couple of points that I found related to change communication was that leaders need to make sure that everyone in the entire organization understands the business case and why there is a change in the first place. Leaders need to over-communicate the business case for the change so that people will believe it's both real and urgent. Leaders must also be certain that all levels of leadership are on board with the change and are communicating the same message. Leaders have to be properly attuned to the passive resistance to change that inevitably shows up. Deadlines will probably be missed and excuses for not implementing will be made for sure. Leaders should also listen more than talk, and they must understand where people are coming from. They don't have to agree, but they do at least need to understand. Leaders must recognize, celebrate, and publicize all of the wins, even the small ones, so that the organization can see movement is being made. As a result of the poor communication from Ron Johnson, he had a stint for 2 years at JCPenney before logging a $552 million loss, and was forced to stand down from the company.